Cool. Right, guys. So there's a few things obviously I'm focusing on. I haven't entered anything yet. I've just been kind of playing around with some, stuff here. Let's just have a look here. And obviously see what we've got going on today. We'll just refresh the page. There we go. My internet's coming today as well, so that's happy days. So we have got. This should be updating any minute, but we've obviously got some import exports for the US dollar later. Nothing really that's gonna, you know, kill us off. All the this is a bit later on. We're gonna be out of trades before this time, so we don't have to worry. So yeah, I think from memory on Sunday we're actually gearing up for that for Thursday. It all starts to kick off. Yeah, we've got jobless claims. And then obviously we've got Jerome Powell speaking, and then they push non-farm payroll to today this Friday. So let's wait and see, obviously, how that one pans out. And obviously we can look into something. So one thing I'm monitoring at the moment, I'm going to get it on the hourly, is the US dollar. It's one of the strongest pairs, or if not the strongest pair, at the moment. This morning followed by, I think, Euro, and then followed by CAD. Well, CAD and Euro, but both up there. CAD has caught up a bit this morning. Euro's dropped actually. Even for example, when I was looking at this about an hour ago, obviously Euro JPY Euro is about 0.9% up. So I think yen is looking to strengthen ever so slightly. So obviously, well, what do we do? Right? Let's just go back to basics for a minute. We've checked, obviously. We've checked what news is coming up, right? We're looking at here. There's a little bit of, risk appetite, in regards to in relation to the dollar. All right, because we've got stock market down, we've got gold down. I'm not saying this is going to continue, but that's what we've got, at the moment. And then we've got dollar up 0.2%, yields up 0.1%. So let's very, very quickly grade our pairs. We're going to have US dollar at the top. Sorry, everyone joins when I'm writing these out. So we're going to have US dollar at the top. We're then going to have CAD. We're then going to have Euro. We're then going to have pound, GBP, GB. Oh my God, GB. Not that I'm complaining about people joining, but yeah, we're going to have. So after CAD and Euro, we're going to have yen. Hmm, I think yen is actually strengthening up to the point where. My God, there we go. JPY. So we're gonna have JPY, we're gonna have GBP, we're gonna have Swiss, and then we're followed up by the pairs that we want to be probably trading to the downside, which is AUD and NZD. All right. So what I trying to think of ways for everyone to look at this. You want to ideally be trading these top three pairs against your bottom three. All right. So we're going to be looking at AUD, and NZD, yen, and USD, and CAD. All right, so let's now go on to something like AUDJPY. All right, we've had a nice breakout here. And obviously this is going to really, really help. Oh, there we go. It's going to really, really help, in regards to, right, what has been happening here. All right, we've obviously had this massive gap. So this is, to me, is due to be filled here. We've also got, you could argue, a bit of a level here, which, should be targeted. Let's just look at JPY also, sorry, NZD. This to me, I've already pre-marked up. It looks a lot better, because we're obviously breaking out of Asia. All right, we're obviously consolidating at the bottom. We broke out, we've retested, we're below the EMA, we're below that average volume. We obviously broke out of Asia lows here. I'd now would like to break out of the London opening range. And then I could probably take this to the downside here. Just let these people in. So So this is a trade that I'm looking at. I'm looking at it on the 15-minute time frame. Let's just go a little bit further. We want it to, I actually think we could target a bit lower than this. Let's go for about 60 pips. 60 pips. There we go. All right. So this is one that I am 100% looking at. Just submit these people. There we go. All right. And then we can raise this up ever so slightly to say 20. But, what do we want to see here? Right. We want to see this breakout. We want to see a nice retest and then a continuation here. All right. Don't be, sold on the idea that it has to come up and hit this area. Anywhere kind of in this, range here is where we obviously want it to be targeting. We got about 7 minutes left, so let's come back to this one. Check it on a 5 minute. We've broken out. We're coming back and retesting. So my only worry is that if we do wait, it's going to pull back even more. Let's just hold off for a minute. AUDJPY, very, very, similar. You want to be looking to the downside here. I reckon let's not push it too much, but we're going to be looking at something like this. All right, very, very similar here. Right, we want to break, we want to retest, and then we want a continuation here. All right, so let me just put these in, and then we will be good to go. So I'm just going to put these in. We've got plenty of time. So let's AEDJPY. Put this into the inner circle. Oh, I didn't post that. Right. So, and then we can go through DJP, JPY, sell, trade idea. And then we've got obviously an NZD, JPY. I like both of these, if I'm honest. I like both of them. I just want to see, just make sure we're going in the right direction here, and then obviously we can capitalize on this. Right. So that's two. And obviously you guys now understand, you've obviously you always want to be pairing your weakest self with against your strongest, because obviously that's an extra confidence right there. Right now let's look at, it's a good job I didn't rush into entering that. So AUD, I mean, this would have been one, but it's gone. NZD's gone too. The only other one that I liked was Euro AUD. Here I had this mapped out this morning. Let's just have a look at this on a slightly higher time frame here. I do like, but got a potential here of tapping into this area here. However, we obviously have had this retest, but we do have this Asian high. You got two key monthly levels here, so I wouldn't even write off entering it from here. If we had this nice push up, it needs to be a good clean candle there. So that is also one that I'm looking at here, Euro AUD. However, this needs to be clean. So let me just so it must break monthly level clean. I'm going to put some exclamations marks there. So let's put this there as well. That's another option for us. But obviously, because we've got a weak AUD, we're going to have a look at Euro AUD. Let's redo that one. Euro AUD. There we go. Buy trade setup. There we go. Right, that is also one that we are looking at this morning. So I'm going to get rid of this now and just move this over here because we know what we are looking at. Okay, so keep this on the 15-minute time frame. If we break above, I don't want to see a huge wick. I want it to, just hold. But obviously, we also need to keep an eye on AUD strength. Euro NZD was one I was looking at. but I didn't like how it come into this area. So I'm probably gonna potentially wait, but it is one that we are going to be looking to capitalize on. You know, your AUD, anything sort of into this area here, and then can continue to the upside here. We've got a nice monthly level here, you know, historical level just coming in. And yeah, you know, we could see a nice push here. But let's have a look at yen because we do like a bit of yen this morning. So we've got yen here, AUD. Let's have a look at AUD as well. Yeah, I'd really like these, any kind of a pull back into this area. I'm going to look to enter this. We can probably leave it on the 15-minute time frame. This is a nice clean break for us, and we should see a bit of continuation. As you can see, yen strengthening up nicely. For anyone who wants to trade gold, gold has broken out. All right, so we've broken out of Asia. So now this becomes support, sorry, resistance. So that's our Asia low, that's our Asia high. And there we go. So let's wait and see what we could overall be targeting if we're going to have some kind of a push to the downside here. I mean, I still don't like it. We've got a bit of a hold up here, which we need to be aware of. That's going to be one hold up here, and then probably the next one will be right down here. So it's not too bad at all. Something like this. All right, so just be aware of that. But obviously, the way the dollar's playing out, you know, I mean, I don't know why there's so much strength on it, but it looks like this 98 500 is going to be odds on target. So let's just look at this. AUD, right. We got 2 minutes left, and then we might be looking to enter these. So that's that. Euro, Euro NZD, both looking good. So we've got AUD JPY, NZD JPY, Euro AUD, and Euro NZD. Nothing else really catches our attention, if I'm honest. Dollar is flying this morning, which is interesting because obviously, why isn't USD JPY flying? That's what you got to ask yourself here. We could be due a bit of a push here. There's no real target. So that's what we're kind of looking at. We're going to be strict, right? I'm looking at both of these for an entry. I want a little pop up potentially to about here. I don't think we're going to get all the way back up, potentially to about here, and then we can look to enter. All right. So I'm going to look to enter these, and then we can see. So these are to 100%. We're going to look to enter. You're at AUD again. Want it to come in and tap this area here. AUD JPY. I do like this one. Just get rid of this. I'm going to enter this on my big account. Where are we? I haven't traded it in a while. So we're in AUD. So we're getting ZD as well. That's gonna go. Just need that to pop up slightly. And obviously Euro AUD as well. I do like this one pushing higher. We could have a little play around with it. I mean, it's 26 pips stop loss. It's not massive. Let's go back down here. I do like this. I like this also. Mhm. Perfect. Right, so you're at AUD and AUD. Look at that. Perfect, guys. And NZD JPY we kind of missed. You're at NZD. I'm going to hold off on that one. I'm happy with these two, but I'm going to monitor them for the rest of the time. But this one's running beautifully. Just need this continuation. I think we can come in and test these lows here. So let's wait and see. Does anyone have any questions? Any questions at all? Happy to answer. Otherwise, we'll log off here and we can obviously then um, yeah, trade the rest of the session. Euro AUD rejecting, nicely. Sometimes you don't get that complete pull back after you've had this move here. So always be aware of that. 6968. Sorry, I'm just putting my stop loss in. 76968. Perfect. Look at that. That's what we like. I'm going to show you guys after, but wow. Okay, cool. AUD JPY moving nicely. Your AUD moving nicely too. So let's go. Um, right. If there's no questions, I'm gonna end it here. Hopefully, you guys are obviously enjoying this. The reason I'm doing lives, and I want everyone to be taking notes and obviously understanding the process of when you're flicking on your charts in the morning, what you need to be looking for, news, strength in pairs, and then try and gauge, right, well, you know what, I like the look of this one, but actually, what are my top three pairs and what are my bottom three pairs? And obviously, which ones should I trade them against? And obviously, once you really get into a good routine, understanding what's happening, marking up a few levels, understanding where Asia was, you'll really start to paint a picture of what is actually happening here. So, make sure you take it all in because routine is key, right? It's more important than anything. I know that we've all got really bad habits of just switching on a chart, being like, you know what, this looks great, and then entering in, it goes completely the opposite way, as opposed to understanding, right, what's the overall picture? Now, right, what are the top three pairs? What are the bottoms? What should I be looking to trade against? Obviously, there's options like our other options would have been obviously pairing AUD USD and NZD USD with, together, but obviously it's not gonna work because they've already moved. It's not really near anything, so we can obviously write those off the table. So yeah, but these are the type of things that you obviously need to be working on and thinking about it. You've obviously watched me map this trade out from up here. Yes, we obviously haven't entered up here, but we've had the confirmation that obviously there should be a nice continuation here. Euro, look at this as well. We've been mapping this out the whole time. NZD, yes, we've not taken it, but we've been mapping it out. But look at this. All right, you guys, really take it all in because routine is key. Have a good one, guys.